Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Supernatural. 2 episodes this time. You get episode 1122, titled We Happy Few, which premiered Wednesday, May 18th, 2016 on the CW, and the season finale episode, 1123, titled Alpha and Omega, which premiered Wednesday, May 25th, 2016 on the CW. And guys, it's May 29th, and holy crap, guys, what a way to end the season. I mean, really, it's like, my mind was blown. It's like, is this really how it happened? I mean, I couldn't even. So, like, let's really get into it. 20-minute clock for both episodes, and let's begin. So, something new that we learned in this episode, or these episodes, I should say. Episode 1122 basically had the mission of trapping Amara, like before, with the marker cane being the key to locking her away. So, basically, in this episode, we get a heart-to-heart between Chuck, aka God, and Lucifer, who is still possessing Castiel. And before they hashed everything out there, they've come together with the Winchesters to come up with a plan to weaken Amara to the point that Chuck could lock her away. So the plan is basically to combine forces with Heaven, Hell, and the witches to weaken Amara enough, like I said, for Chuck to trap her, because he doesn't have his archangels all with him. There's not enough time to resurrect Gabriel and Raphael. Michael is too weak from being in the cage, so it's just Lucifer. So they need the demons from hell and Verena's witches to help build up the same strength of an archangel. And then Sam plans to be the bearer of the new marker cane so that Amara can be sealed away. Dean can't do it because he's already been tainted by the mark. So instead, when it all came down to it, Amara, though weakened, it did weaken her. The little strength she does have was used to curse Chuck to the point that the curse is slowly killing him. There's no way to reverse it unless by her hands. And she expels Lucifer from Castiel. So, yeah, and she disappears. So there's no way that they could get to her now. On a side note, Amara ate Donatello's soul, which is how she found the bunker's location and got inside. I think she ripped out the wards that were keeping her out, which was not very good, because now it's not a safe haven anymore. So moving on to the finale, 1123 basically had the mission of killing Amara. So basically, in reaction to Amara cursing Chuck, in result, it has the sun now dying, because the universe is reacting to the off balance that it's been kicked into. Because if Chuck dies as God and Amara lives, then there is an imbalance between light and dark. Light for God, dark for Amara. So now they have to kill Amara to set the balance correct. Because if Chuck's going to die, they have no choice. They have to kill Amara if they want to save the cosmic balance, as it were. So essentially the plan was to create a bomb out of a whole bunch of souls and use that to kill Amara. Don't know how that was supposed to work, considering Amara eats souls as it is. So anyways, the Winchesters go hunt ghosts to collect all their souls as easily as they can. This attracts the attention of Billy the Reaper, who actually follows them back to the hunter and actually gathers more souls for them. As she says, if you want souls, you call a Reaper. So essentially, they turn Dean into the bomb, because he's the only one that would get close enough to Amara to detonate it. So just before he has to go and do this, he visits his mother's grave with Sam, and then he has all of his different goodbyes with Sam, with Castiel, and he actually double checks with Chuck to see if he's really okay with them trying to kill Amara. Chuck doesn't like it, but he understands why it has to be done, to save everything, basically. So Dean is zapped to go talk to Amara, and he actually gets her to talk with Chuck. And in the end, Chuck and Amara make amends to the point that they want to try to be a family again. And Amara takes away the curse that she put on Chuck, so now he's healthy again. Chuck takes all the souls out of Dean, so he's not a bomb anymore. And because she's so grateful, Amara has a gift for Dean, and that is his mother. He is transported to somewhere in the woods, and he finds a woman shouting out for help because she doesn't know where she is. Turns out it is Mary Winchester in the white dress she had, white nightgown that she had died in. And that's just like mind blown right there. It's like, that's your gift. It's like, wow. Meanwhile, for the episode, Sam believes that Dean is dead, even though he sees the sun being rejuvenated again. No, a sign for them that they succeeded in defeating Amara, though he has no idea that actually Chuck and Amara are off. Don't know where they went, actually. So Sam goes back to the bunker, all sad for Dean's death, that he thinks Castiel is with him, but they get blasted by a lady from London named Lady Antonia, aka Tony Bevel, and she is from the London branch of the Men of Letters, and she is there to bring in the Winchesters. Eventually the episode ends, though, with her shooting Sam, and that is how it ends. All we hear is a shot going off and her surprised face. We don't know where Sam was shot. We don't even know if Sam was shot, but that is the last time we see of Sam in the finale episode. So, craziness right there. So what was the most shocking moment of these two episodes? For 11/22, it has to be the fact that Amara was still able to attack Chuck like she did. I thought due to her weakened state and the fact that he was halfway through locking her away, I was surprised that she had that last surge of power to attack him the way she did. And also with 11/23 for the finale, I was surprised by the reconciliation between Amara and Chuck. I wasn't expecting it, but I definitely was not expecting the return of Mary Winchester. I mean, really, I was not expecting that whatsoever. So there's that. So moving on to top 3 favorite moments. I definitely have more than that, 2 episodes and all that. So for 11/22, my favorite episode has to be the talk between Chuck and Lucifer. It's one I hadn't expected. We definitely got a lot of truths. We actually got Chuck confessing that while Lucifer was his favorite, that is why he had given him the Mark of Cain, thinking that he can handle it. But then when it corrupted him, it really bothered Chuck that he failed in that kind of analysis, and he had to lock Lucifer away because of the corruption he was undergoing because of the mark. So it really got very emotional between the two of them. It really showed, just on the one hand, it really showed what the motivation was behind locking Lucifer away the first time around. And we really got to see how that affected Lucifer and why he was so pissed off, or why he was so angry, and why he became the way he did. And essentially it was because of the corruption the Mark of Cain gave him. So I really liked that scene. I really liked the emotion behind it. I really liked the information we learned from it. It was just a really great dynamic to see just these two very iconic and very powerful characters sitting down and trying to talk things out and try to clear the air between the two of them, and I really liked that, for sure. Also, another thing I liked about the episode was the whole battle against Amara, just the whole massive team-up that you get between heaven, hell, and having God try to do the final step. Granted, it did backfire on them, but I really liked the big collective effort, for sure. It was just fantastic to see, and the fact that she was actually weakened by it was just a great thing as well, because then it proves that when you get both good and evil working together to battle such a biblical entity that is Amara, it's great to see that it still had some effect on her, and it didn't just do nothing like the hand of God weapon did before that Lucifer had used. So there's that. Moving on to the finale now. One of my favorite moments for the finale was actually Dean's goodbyes to Sam and Castiel. You get that they had after visiting Mary's grave. What I really liked was Dean telling Cass to watch out for Sam, to make sure he basically passed the torch on to Castiel as the big brother protector role for Sam. So I really like that. It really shows that Dean really trusts Castiel to perform the job that he's been doing since he was 4 years old. So it was great to see that we got that moment. And then Dean's goodbye with Sam, and how he gives him the keys to the car. Sam doesn't want to accept it, but Dean's basically telling him that this is what needs to be done. And the fact that what I really also liked was the fact that Dean mentioned that he doesn't like chick flick moments, so don't make this into one. But Sam calls him out and says, "You love chick flick moments," and then Dean doesn't deny it. He says, "Yeah, you're right," and then he hugs him. So it's just like, after all these years, you finally get it confirmed that yes, Dean likes chick flick moments. He'll go for the chick flick moment if the moment calls for it, and I really like that scene between them. And essentially for them, that was a goodbye scene, even though we both know that they both survived. Sam's current condition is unknown, but it's better off than what Sam is thinking. But at least they said the things they needed to say, from the sounds of it too. So I really, really like that. Another favorite moment for me has to be the scene between Dean and Castiel in the car. Essentially, it's a scene where Dean is telling Castiel how much he truly appreciates him. They talk about the fact that Castiel's decision to let Lucifer possess him, he's thinking it was a terrible idea, but Dean is telling him no, it is something that needed to be done. He didn't belittle him or reprimand him for the decision. He gave Castiel approval, saying that it is what we needed and you did the right thing, in a sense. Basically comforting him on the fact that even though you've been gone, it was what needed to be done and you took that sacrifice. And then also Dean told Castiel his importance to him, the fact that he was like a brother, the fact that he's his best friend, the fact that he appreciates all that he's been there for. It's just really fantastic to see them have that scene together, since they technically haven't had a scene together since the mid-season finale back in December. So for half a season, Castiel has been possessed by Lucifer. It's great to see the two of them share a scene together and actually have all this appreciative talks. Especially, this is before Dean even realized he was going on essentially a suicide mission with the soul bomb. So it's great to see that type of scene happen, and that he got to clear the air and show that he did appreciate everything that Castiel has done for him. They literally went to hell and back for each other, so there's that. Another favorite scene for me has to be between Dean and Amara. I didn't really, this whole time, the whole bond between them has always been controversial for me, but what I really liked about this scene for the two of them is the fact that he was able to get through to her. He was able to actually tell her that, yeah, family sometimes pisses you off, sometimes you don't want to do anything. Hold on. Sorry. He basically telling her that, yeah, sometimes family screws you over, sometimes they piss you off, but in the end they are family and you still want to be a family with them. So he basically got her to see that if anything were to happen, she needed to have that last talk with Chuck. She needed to hash things out with him before something irreversible happened, like his death. So it was great that Dean got through to her. I think the fact that she also had that talk with that older lady about family also helped her sway that position, because she finally got to see why Chuck had created other living creatures. We finally got to see where the root of the problem was between the two of them and where her true motivation was in attacking Chuck. And I really like that Dean, instead of just pulling the trigger, I guess you can say, he actually wanted to talk it out with her and he wanted to find another way. Essentially because he didn't want to die himself, but like still, I really liked how that happened for sure. And also leading into my last favorite moment, the Chuck and Amara reconciliation. I was not expecting it, so the fact that it happened is something I really liked, because it showed an alternative way for them to essentially get what they needed done. And it was the reconciliation between them was kind of like the ideal solution, that like if everything goes well and we had everything the way we wanted it to happen, that's the solution you want. And usually that's not the solution you get. Usually you have to go to the worst case scenario or some kind of version of it, but this one we actually got the safest solution where everyone got to walk out of there alive. So I really liked it. I really liked the connection between Chuck and Amar. We finally got to see them talk, and we finally got to see what that family dynamic is and what it could be between the two of them and what it once was, and how they both wanted to get back to that in some way, shape, or form, even though they've had eons of years separated from one another. So it's just great to see that. I hope we get to see the two of them again to see just what kind of progress they've made. And the way that they disappear together truly shows that they are opposites from each other, light and dark, day and night, in their swirling transportation thing. So it was just great to see. Moving on though, quickly, top 3 Peach moments. I only have one each for the episodes. So for 11/22, I really don't like the fact that Amara got into the bunker. I mean, it's not a safe haven anymore. It's like that really pisses me off. And that's been their home since season 8, and now it's just ruined by, especially in this episode. A lot of people that should not be in the bunker were in the bunker in that episode. So even it moved on to the finale. A lot of people who were not supposed to be in the bunker were in the bunker. So, yeah. And speaking of the finale, I do not like the fact that Tony Bevel, played by the same actress who played Valerie on The Vampire Diaries, I don't like the fact that she shot Sam. Yes, we don't see actual Sam shot, but it's implied that she shot him. So until the premiere and we find out if she actually did or not, I don't like the fact that she did. I mean, this is a lady part of Men of Letters. She is supposed to be on the same side as them. And why is she now just showing up? I mean, really? Where have you been since season 8? Where has this other faction of the Men of Letters been since we first discovered them back in season 8? So there's that. Moving on, what will I remember most when I look back on these 2 episodes? For episode 22, Amara attacked Chuck the way she did after the massive collaborative attack against her. And the finale, the reconciliation between Amara and Chuck, as well as Mary Winchester's return, as well as the implied fact that Sam got shot. So there is that. Moving on very quickly, though, to random questions. First one, does anyone realize that the bunker is no longer safe? I mean, we as the audience know that. But we've had Crowley, Rowena, and Amara freely walk into the bunker. We've also had Lucifer in there as well. And we also had Tony, too. So I'm wondering if Sam or Dean even realized that the bunker is not as safe as it once was. And how did Tony get in? Because the bunker is only supposed to have one key, and that one key belongs to Sam and Dean. So how did she get in? I don't like the fact that she got in either. I don't care if she's from another section of the Men of Letters. They have their own separate key. You do not have their key for another bunker and all that jazz and stuff. So, next question. Do you think Lucifer is dead? Amara did expel him from Castiel's body, but what does that mean? Did she actually kill him, or did she send him back to hell? I guess we're going to find out. But if she did actually kill him, that's really saying something about the immense power she has. Next question. Chuck mentioned in 11/22 that he could reassemble Raphael and Gabriel, but he couldn't due to timing. So do you think we'll see the 2 archangels again? Do you think Chuck will actually resurrect them? Or would he just let them stew in the cosmos and whatever they're doing at the moment? I was actually surprised that they were actually brought up, though, and the possibility that he could bring them back if he wasn't so short on time. Next question. What do you think of Mary Winchester's return? Do you think it's really her that is back? I hope so. I really hope it's really her. And I'm wondering just what she knows. Also, another Peach moment, I just thought of it. Why did Amara zap Dean to some unknown woods? Why not just zap him back to the bunker where Sam was and have Mary pop up there? Why does he have to pop up in some unknown wooded area? I mean, really, you just made it a lot more difficult for him to return to his brother. And like, yes, you gave his mom back, but like, you couldn't do that in somewhere close to home and such. So there's that. Last question. Do you think we'll see Chuck and Amara again? I hope so, since they're both still alive and the world is still spinning. The sun is still shining. So I hope we see them again. And I want to know just how far they've come in their reconciliation as being a family again. It'd be fun if you just see them doing a makeshift version of family counseling. That'd be funny. It's like, who exactly is going to be the mediator between the 2 of them? Is it going to be Sam and Dean again like they did with Chuck and Lucifer? That'd be funny. All right. Moving on to predictions very quickly. So for season 12, guys, we are actually moving nights again. So season 12 is actually going to air Thursday nights at 9 p.m. as it was revealed at the CW Upfronts last week. So there's that. We are back to Thursday nights. We haven't been on Thursdays since season 5. because then season 6 is ever on Fridays, and then 8 was on Tuesday as well as Wednesdays, and then we've been on Wednesdays ever since. So we're back to Thursdays, so remember that. Also, predictions overall, we need to find out if Sam is alive from Tony's shot or not. We gotta know if she actually shot him, or if she was just surprised at the fact that she missed. I hope that's the case. Hopefully we'll learn more about the London branch of the Men of Letters, especially as to why we're only hearing about them now, and why are they doing something now when the world's about to end, when we've known about the bunker since season 8. We've always got the impression that, from at least Henry, that everyone who was part of the Men of Letters was wiped out in the 50s. So the fact that we have a London branch that's active is surprising, and it makes me suspicious as to why we're only hearing about them now, and why they're only making themselves known now. Where they've been through all the crap that the Winchesters have had to deal with all by themselves. So there's that. Also, we need to find out if Mary Winchester is really her and how much she remembers. Does she know only up to when she died back in 1983, or has she been keeping up with everything that's happened from her heaven up above? Kind of like how Bobby kind of knows what has happened from up in heaven, or even Ash, even who knew what was going on with Sam and Dean when they first came up to heaven back in season 5. So we got to figure out just to what extent Mary is in the know, which version of their mom they're going to be dealing with, if it's actually her, and maybe she'll provide more insight, and if we're actually going to see the mother side of Mary first, or if we're actually going to see the suppressed Hunter side in her that we've only seen in her younger version of herself. So there's that. Also, the empty, the permanent afterlife that Billy always threatens the Winchesters with, has to be brought up again, mainly because of the fact that Death the Horseman is dead, and she was saying that Sam and Dean, if they died again, would go to the empty instead of heaven and hell. So we got to learn more about the empty. I'm surprised that God didn't even bring it up, I'm surprised he didn't even bring up the fact that Death himself was dead. So we got to learn more about all that. And that's about it. So what do you guys think is going to happen next season? What do you guys think of these 2 episodes? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it, as well as your own thoughts, theories, prediction, what you think is going to come. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. Also, check out my live journal account. I'll link for that down below. It shows a more detailed recap of what happened in the 2 episodes, as well as my moment thoughts as I watched them for the first time, so check that out. As well, check out my Tumblr page. The links for that will be down below. I usually reblog promos, sneak peeks, web clips, quotes, GIFs, and all that. I'm a little behind on that, but eventually I will get caught up on that, so follow me there if you want more updates. Even if I find news about what's to come for the seasons, I usually reblog there if I have the chance, so go follow me there. And that's about it. So thank you guys for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. So sorry for the quality of my voice. I'm dealing with a cold right now. And also I have one more video that I plan to do for Supernatural for season 11. And that is a countdown of my favorite episodes of the season. And I also plan to do a video for the CW Upfront. So if you want to know more about Supernatural from there, and that I haven't mentioned in this video, go check that out. It'll be coming out pretty soon. But until then, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Enjoy the weather wherever you are, and have a great day. Bye for now.